Does bundling your product or making lots like it's called on eBay actually make you money? How many of you have passed up on product because it doesn't make enough money by itself, but you never stop to think, will it actually make money if I buy a bunch of it and put it together? Will I be profitable? In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 minimum criteria that need to be met so that you can actually make money when you're lotting up your product. Mind you, this will work for product that is out and about when you're out thrifting or when you're out buying. But not only that, it will also work for product that is already in your store that maybe it's not moving, it's just stagnant. But before I start talking about this, and if you're new to the channel, let me explain to you how a video like this works. I'm gonna give you what you clicked on, the title or the thumbnail that you saw. I'm gonna give you that information first because this is not clickbait. I don't make this long ass video so you can go look for the information. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you that first. If you stay until the end, after I give you the 3 criteria, I'm also gonna show you how to implement it or how I implemented it into eBay to actually make money through 10 different types of sales when it comes to lotting up product. So stay until the end. Plus, I also have a segment called Who Be Talking Shit because there's always trolls online, and you know what? We call them out here. So what are the 3 criteria that need to be met so that you can actually make money while lotting up your product? Number 1, and arguably the most important, is that it has to carry a discount. So let me explain what I mean by this. Let's say that you're trying to sell a product that you do the comps. After you run them, it's like, well, it only sells for 10 bucks plus shipping. And you're telling yourself, I don't want to do all that work because after fees, after the shipping label, after everything, the cost of goods, I don't make enough money. But then you think, okay, let's say that I put 3 together, then now it's going to make more sense. But you're not going to sell them for 30. Now you have to give a discount. So for example, you're going to sell each for $8. 8 times 3 is 24. So $24 plus shipping. Now the customer sees it as I saved myself $6 and now I only have to pay for shipping once. And then you have to only pay for shipping once as well. So everybody wins. And now the margins start making more sense. The second criteria that must be met is that it needs to make sense to the customer in the term, not like right now as in price point, but in the sense that you are putting like goods together, like categories together. You're not throwing a bunch of crap in a box and shipping it to someone. That's not what you're going to do. What you're going to do is that you're going to put hats together, or you're going to put fishing equipment together, or you're going to put clothing together, and not all clothing and not all sizes. You're going to put 3 larges of something, 3 button-ups. So it all has to make sense. It has to be, again, a certain category or a certain type of item or a certain color or a certain size, and that makes sense to the customer. Now, the third criteria that must be met is that it needs to make sense to you, because you're running a business, not a charity. That means that when you bundle everything together, you look at the eBay fees, the shipping label, and the cost of goods. Does it bring you enough money so that you can do all the work to make that bundle? If it doesn't, then you need to get rid of it some other way and not try to sell it. Look, this isn't the only thing that we're looking at when we're making lots or bundles. This is not, there's other criteria that has to be met too, or that you should be looking at. But at bare minimum, if you follow these 3 criteria, if you follow these 3 rules, and then you look at your product that way, you're gonna make money with lots. And if you stay until the end of this video, you're gonna see, because I'm gonna give you 10 different sales where I lotted up product, and I'm gonna explain why it makes sense, why it made sense to the customer, how much money I made, and why I do this all the time when, again, I need to get rid of product, or I'm out and about and I see something that I want to pick up, but then I think the comps aren't there. But if I get 2 or 3 or 4 of them, then it makes sense. The reason I really wanted to shoot this video is because I actually got this question from one of my Posse members a while back, and I answered it in a very long formatted video that we have for Posse members only, or paid members to the channel. Now I'm going to give it to you guys because I think that it's one of those things that you guys need to think about so that you can start making more money or start losing less money with items that aren't moving, that aren't selling, that are just dragging your store down, dragging your STR down. If you follow, again, these 3 criteria, it is highly likely that you are going to make some money. Okay, so what did you guys think? Very simple criteria to follow, right? So now we're going to look at my own sales on the back end so you can see that I'm not just talking out of my ass. I actually implement this into my own business. And this is why I'm telling you guys not just to make videos. I'm telling you because I know that it works. But before we go into the sales, if you like this content so far, make sure that you give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe for more. Now let's go to the back end. Let's see. Come on. All right, so here we go. Izod saltwater cargo shorts. I know most of you are going to say, Izod, why the hell would you pick those up? Terrible sell-through rate. You know, they don't sell for much, $20, $15. A lot of them sell for $10. Maybe they sell for 20 new. Why would you pick them up? So this is why I picked them up, and this is why I made this video, because I want to give you guys maybe a bigger perspective so that sometimes maybe you don't have enough product around you. Maybe you're not able to travel 3 hours to a big city to go buy a bunch of stuff. You need to do whatever you need to do with what is around you. And sometimes if you have to do this and, to scrape on by to make money, then that's what you should do. I am definitely a scrapper, by the way. So look, I bought these for $1.50 and they're all size 32. So first off, it already makes sense, right? The criteria number 2, it makes sense to the customer. They're all Izod saltwater cargo shorts. So they're all cargos, they're all the same thing, and they're all the same size. That means that one person can wear these. And then look at what I'm pointing at here. That red Reselloupe shows that it's got a big ass stain, or it wasn't a stain, it was like it looked burnt, it looked, something. Doesn't matter. The person saw them and said, man, if I can get them for this cheap, now I have 3. Maybe I can use them to mow the lawn, the shitty one. The other ones, maybe I can use them to go out. Maybe I can use them to go fishing. Whatever the case. I bought them for $1.50 each. I put them up for $32.99 and I took an offer for $28.99 after fees and everything. I brought home $33.08, which actually these haven't shipped, so it's not $33.08. Minus, let's say it's going to be about $8.50 in shipping, so I'm going to say $8 for easy math. So that puts us at $25. Then minus $4.50. Let's do $5 that I paid, $1.50 each, so $5. That puts me at $20. So I turned $5 into $20, and this took less than 3 hours. 3 hours. So I quadrupled my money in less than 3 hours. And this is why I tell you guys, and this is why I'm making this video, because a lot of the times you would skip this. I know that a lot of you would. And I'm not saying that you should pick low STR product and just lot them all up all the time. No, but these make sense. I know that cargo shorts sell, and especially if they're for fishing. The saltwater cargo and the Izod is actually really cool. I love these shorts. They are not super heavy duty, but they do last. And Izod has been here for a long time. So who's going to buy it? Maybe not necessarily the younger crowd. The older folk will buy this, and there you go. Make some money. Okay, let's look at the next product. Oh, you know what? Before I move on, I forgot. I had to pull something up. So I made $20 in profit, right? Let me show you the singles. Look at this, brand new, sold for $25 or $24, $6.40 in shipping. This new one sold for $15, $10 shipping. It's like, okay, so if I would have put them by themselves, I would have had to have put probably a price point of about $12 plus $8.99. So from $1.50 to $12, you're like, well, Damien, you are still going to make more money that way. If you sell them to separate. Is like, yeah, maybe, but first off, the sell-through rate is too low. So there's nothing enticing that customer to come and buy my product because there's a lot of Izod and maybe they just want to pay a little more and get them new because they're not that expensive. So the way that I'm enticing them is by giving them 3 for basically the price of 1. I make money, the customer's happy, and guess what? They're going to come back to my store because damn, that guy had a very good or gave me a very good deal. So next time, let's go shop with Resolutions. That's the point. Okay, let's go to the next one. Look at this ResMed Gecko nasal pad. I bought these for 75 cents each. 75 cents. And there were 5 that I bought all together. So I'm going to show you that. Before I show you what they sold for, I'm going to show you the next one. I did a lot of 3 and a lot of 2 because a lot of 5 would have been, the price point would have gone up too high to where maybe someone's not going to want to spend that much money for a nasal pad, but they'll spend it if it's a little bit lower. So what did I do? I lotted them up in 3. So let's take a look. What did they sold for? $35.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $29.21. Hey, what the hell happened to the... Oh man, I thought I shipped these already. Hold on, I shipped one of them. Let's take a look at this one. So this is a pack of 2, sold for $29.99, free shipping after fees and everything. This one I already shipped. I brought home $21.90, so $1.50 less from this. 20 bucks in profit for the 2. And then of course I did lot up to 3. This one sold for $35.99, and this all made sense. Again, if I would have sold them separately, you know what? I think I pulled this one up too. Let's see what separate would have cost. No, that's me. Hold on. There you go. $7.25, $4 shipping. And yeah, there's a lot of people bought them, $13 free shipping, $10 free shipping. But I made a lot more money now because I lotted them up in a 3 count. So the customer only has to pay for shipping once. I have to pay for shipping once. I gave a discount and they bought them all together. And because somebody also, okay, remember what I said, that it has to make sense to the customer. The customer's probably thinking, I'm going to use this shit a lot. So most people that buy this, they don't buy one. It's like when you buy lip balm. For the most part, you buy it in a pack of 3. That's how Blistex sells them. If you go to Walmart and stuff, you can get a single one for sure. But when they have them in packs, it's like 3 because you don't buy one. You don't want to spend money for one, especially when you're online. It's like, bro, I have to pay for shipping to the house. Why am I going to buy only one? I'd rather buy more and just have it here because I save money. I hope that makes sense to you guys so far, because that is what you have to think about when you're looking at things like this. Now, let's take a question from a viewer. Oh, hold on. There you go. At Kenny NYC 1555 says, they have a thing called Priority Smart and you get charged every time someone simply clicks your item. By the way, before I keep going, he's referencing eBay promoted listings worth it or is it a scam? And he's saying even without buying, so if 10,000 clicks, you will have to pay $5 times 10,000 or times 10,000. What the hell? Okay, so at Kenny NYC 1555. Look, I'm not trying to be a douche, bro. I know that this is a legit question, but you don't understand how this works. That's not how it works. What you're talking about, most likely, because I don't know what you're saying, Priority Smart. I don't know if I've seen that verbiage on eBay, but anyways, what you're talking about is a PCP program. It's pay PCP, not PCP, not. I meant PPC, pay per click. Hey, I weird out sometimes. So anyways, you're talking about a PPC. It's a pay per click. The way that it works, first off, you can put normally what you're going to do is that you're going to set a limit because you don't want somebody to charge you 30 grand again for clicks, right? So you're going to set a daily budget. You can start at $5. I know that eBay does $5 minimum, and then you can move it from there. And the way that it works is that they start promoting it. And if there's a click, yeah, they charge you per click, but it's not $5 per click. That's not how it works. It's cents per click. And in fact, you know what? I'm not even going to go into a deeper conversation on this because I'm actually testing it now, and I'm going to be releasing a video so you guys can see what the promoted offsite actually does for you. Does it work? And what is your ROAS or ROAS or whatever you want to call it? It's the return on ad spend. Most of you are not going to be well versed in this, so that's why you have me, Resolutions. And why? Because Resolutions gives you real solutions. So keep an eye on that video because it is a very important video, and I can already tell you that I've been running it for only 1 week and I'm already happy with the results. I'm not spending very little money, but I'm not also spending a lot of money. It's making sense to do it for me. And in that video, I'm going to explain exactly how it all works and whether you should do it or not. So at Kenny NYC, I suggest first off, you go on Google or get AI to tell you about it, what a PPC is and how it normally works. And then when the video comes out, come and watch the video because trust me, it's going to be a good video. Again, I don't want to shoot it now because I want to give it enough time for the ad spend to rack up. I don't want to give you information over 3 days. I want to make sure that you have a lot of information so that it can be a real test. Okay, let's keep going here. Lotting up. Let me explain this one. This one, of course, for those of you that already watched the channel, you guys know that this is my product. This is the Reselloupe. This is to point out features and benefits for the product that I sell, and this is to point out flaws. The reason I showed you this is because this is another reason why I lotted these up. If I just sell one of these, it makes it very difficult for me to sell them because I have to put them at such a price point that it makes sense for me to print them and for me to take enough time to put them in a bag, to put them in the envelope. All that costs money and time. So I had to sell them in a 3-pack or a 2-pack. And I do have a single one for this, by the way. But the reason I did that is because when I started selling these in a 2-pack, people, I wasn't selling this yet. And somebody said, hey, I really want a red one, but I don't want to buy the 3-pack. And I said, fine, I get it. But I have a minimum threshold. And that threshold was met by the single one. You always have to do what makes sense to you because remember, we are here to make money. It is always about the customer first for sure. But once I took care of that, then I had to think, what makes sense for me? I need to run a business and I need to be profitable. And this is what made sense. I made 3 combos and 2 combos and only this one in a single one, which will eventually go away because it doesn't make sense for me to be charging $10.99 and then when you can just pay $12.99 and get the double one or $18.99 and get the triple one with these 2 and the little one. So I just want to show you guys this because, well, first off, because it's my product and I love it and I truly do believe in it. So if you guys want to buy one of these, it's going to be linked down below. And secondly, because it needs to make sense to you as a business owner. We're not here running a charity. We are running a business. So don't forget that ever. Next one, vintage WM Rogers silver plate goblet. Okay, I could have pieced these out because a lot of people buy them as separates because they want to replace a dented one or maybe they lost one or they scratched the shit out of it or whatever. They just want one, which is rare. But these, I put them in a lot of 6. Look, I paid $2 each, sold for $32, $14.99. After fees and everything, I brought home $29.90. So what is that? 6 times 2 is 12. So that is $17 in profit. Not a huge profit, pain in the ass to ship for sure, because I want to make sure that they weren't dented. But in this case, I actually had them for price more, but I took an offer because I wanted to get rid of them too. But lotting them up in 6 is good. How do people buy stuff to eat? Now, remember, it needs to make sense to the customer. How do people buy stuff when they want to eat? It's a 4-pack. Or a table of 4, a table of 6, a table of 8, a table of 12. Usually it's not 10. And that's most of the time when you see silverware, it's in 4 because it's like a family of 4, a family of 6, 8, 12. And then it keeps going after that. But this is why I lotted them up like this and it made sense and it made money. Okay, let's keep going here. Here is our next question or comment. Man, I keep doing that, sorry. Here you go. At Danger says, how about for sneakers? If it's thrifted and I cleaned it, do I put clean, used, and tested in the title? They are referencing how to get more sales on eBay, hack the algorithm. By the way, that's not hacking the algorithm. I just put that there because that's what, people are like, oh my God, I found a hack. There is no hack. If you go to watch that video, trust me, there's no hack. Do the basics very well, better than everybody else, and you're going to be the winner. Guaranteed. And how do I know? Because I win all the time and I do the basics really well. I don't hack anything. I don't have bots. I don't have bullshit in the back end. I don't. I buy the right product for the right customer and then I take the great pictures and write great titles. That's it. Simple. Go watch that video. I do definitely recommend it for those of you that haven't seen it. But let me answer this. How about for sneakers? If it's thrifted and I cleaned it, do I put clean, used, and tested in the title? No, never do I do that. Number one, it is already, for the most part, customers sort through new or used on the left-hand navigation already. So there's no need for you to do that. Number two, nobody is searching like this. Look, what you want to do in a title is that you want to search how a customer would search, how a customer thinks, or how a customer would type. So for example, this is a Bose speaker. I just bought this, by the way. It's a great speaker if you guys want one. I mean, not from me. I mean, if you guys want a good speaker for your wherever you work, this is a great speaker and it's tiny. And it is waterproof. Okay, let's just say that a customer wanted to buy this. So what would a customer search for? Maybe they would search for small Bose speaker, small Bose rubber speaker, small Bose rubber speaker, waterproof, or Bose waterproof speaker, something like that. That's what they would search for. They would never search for small used rubber speaker that has been cleaned. Who the hell is searching that? They don't search that way. Nobody does. And if they do, they're one in a million. So you need to put yourself in the shoes of the customer. You need to understand what you're selling when you're selling it. Who the hell is gonna buy this? Who buys these type of things? Once you figure that out, then that goes into your title, and it doesn't jumble up with words. For those of you that are putting a bunch of nonsense that it sounds like nonsense, don't do that. The AI doesn't like that. What you want to do is you need to make it make sense when somebody is reading it. So, for example, again, this is a Bose speaker for shower, and what is this? Rubber waterproof blue. And you can add more terminology, but it needs to make sense. It needs to sound somewhat like a sentence. Now, if you go to my store, you're going to say, well, Damien, some of yours sound like nonsense. And sometimes, yes. But because they're usually the older ones, the newer ones, I've been using a lot of AI tracking or AI to help me to make sure that I optimize as best as possible. And trust me, it works so much better when the customer reads it and it's not a bunch of bullshit. I understand that you guys are putting a bunch of keywords, which is called keyword stuffing, so that anything that comes up there is going to be like a hit, and then it's going to put you up in the algorithm. Well, actually, that's not how that works. First off, the first part of the first 50 characters of the title are the ones that need to be optimized the most, because that is the most important, and then the rest of it comes at the back end. But if you do keyword stuffing and it sounds like nonsense, the AI does not like that. Now, do I know this 100%? No. But why am I saying this? Because this is just common knowledge when it comes to SEO writing and people that make algorithms. Trust me on that. So no, don't do that. I hope that answers your question at danger, or the ganger danger. I know why you did that. Because it was already taken. Let's keep going. Here we have Atlas HO scale track lot 112 straight curved pieces and so on. This is, first of all, this is a shitload of them. It's 112 pieces. Why would you lot this up? Well, easy peasy, because it's track for a train. What do you think the train's gonna do? No, it needs track, right? It needs to run. So this is a little more common sense. Like if I had to tell you, like, you need to lot this up, then you're an idiot. I mean, come on, you have to think. This makes sense to lot it up. Now look at the back. I could have sold that separately, but that Atlas right there, that piece that crosses, that you can put as a crosser so that two trains can go in separate directions, then that doesn't sell for enough money for me to want to do all the work. Neither does that yellow train. But what did I do, or why did I add it? Because that entices them to buy, because it's basically they're getting a freebie. They're already looking for the track, and now they're like, oh shit, but look, nobody else has a train with it. This guy has a train and the switcher. I don't think it's called a switcher. I forget what it's called, but that thing right there. He's like, you know what? I'm going to buy it from him. And they did. I bought this for $2 for the whole thing, by the way. Sold for $72.24, $14.99 after fees and everything. I brought home $65.91, so $63.91 in profit. Excellent, excellent lotting up right there. Let's go to media. I wanted to do this one so much because people talk shit all the time. Media does not make you a lot of money, doesn't make anybody a lot of money, but it's a lot of microtransactions that do add up eventually. And these microtransactions, I use them to protect my account. What do I mean by protect my account? I mean, I have so many transactions, small ones that make me just a couple of bucks, so that if I do have a defect, if I have late product, if I screw something up on the back end, the percentage of my good transactions versus my bad ones is way better. Like my percentage of the better ones is way higher because I have a lot more transactions. That means that I'm not going to get hurt, and I am less likely to get suspended or canceled or get my top rated seller status removed. I also have a video in my library. I forget what it's called. Just go search. I mean, I have a whole bunch of videos, but I talk about how to protect your account that way. Okay. Enough of that. So let's see. I bought these for 40 cents each. So that's 3. It's $1.20. Let's call it $1, just for easy math. Sold for $11.95 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $4.73. So $3.73. Not a lot. But why did this make sense? Because they're all IP man. It's only missing one video. I think it's a collection of 4, but I'm missing one, and that's okay. So whoever likes this movie said, oh shit, look, they have all 3. I'm gonna buy all 3. Now they have their whole collection, or almost their whole collection at home. Great. Easy peasy. This one, of course, made a lot more sense to most of you. Next. Oh, this is a great segment. This is what I was talking about. The segment that I called We'll Be Talking Shit. Okay, let's read this. And I'm going to read this verbatim because I already responded to this person. And honestly, I love doing this segment, but I'm getting so tired of the negativity online. It's like, oh shit, man. Sometimes I don't want to discuss it, or I don't even want to look at it because I don't want to be negative. I don't want negativity in my life. I want to be positive. I want to keep making money. But stuff like this, I also put up because people like this never understand, and they push a lot of you away from reselling, or they make you feel bad, or they make you feel some kind of way, and they do it to YouTubers all the time. And look, people can attack me all the time, and I don't give a shit. You can attack me whenever you want. It's fine. I don't get hurt feelings. I have a pretty thick skin, and this is why I take these people on. So, Anonymous, whatever, says, resellers are the blight of society, and laughy face. No life skills. Well, you can rip people off online or take cheap items from charity shops and make money. Okay, let's put this person in their place. By the way, let me go back here. Thank you for look. This is what I sent back at first. Thank you for the insight you just made this week's Who Be Talking Shit segment. So I hope you're watching this. Let me explain to you how you are wrong. First off, he said, hardly talking shit when it's true. I've seen people like you buy up whole shelves of items from pawn shops only to sell them online for profit, when shops like those, even charity shops, are there for people struggling. That's not what they're there for. You need to read up and you need to understand society. That's not what they're there for. That's number one. But I'm not even going to go over that. Second, single parent households, low income families, they're not line the pockets of unskilled, lazy people like yourself. First of all, I'm not lazy. And second of all, I'm not unskilled. Let me read what I sent him. Resellers are the blight of society? ? That's funny. So is every retail store, supermarket, and car dealership then? They all buy low and sell high. That is correct. That is business 101, moron. Next, no life skills? Try handling inventory management, pricing strategy, marketing, customer service, negotiating deals, shipping, logistics, and taxes, all while staying profitable in a competitive marketplace. That's more business acumen than most corporate jobs require, which is probably where you work. You're probably an employee, because if not, you wouldn't be saying shit like that. Next, and as are for ripping people off, no one's forcing anyone to buy anything. That is the number one goal here for you guys to understand, because we live in America, and I love the United States because you can be whoever you want and you can do whatever you want and you can live your dream. If people pay for it, they see value in it. Sounds like you're mad at capitalism, not resellers. And at Anonymous, TS, whatever, you just made this week's Who Be Talking Shit. And I do thank people like this for sending them in, because it gives me good content so you guys can see it and laugh. And of course, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or woman. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, and I don't care. Whenever you guys see things like this, whenever people try to make you feel bad when you're out and about shopping, don't feel bad. I'm not wrong here. People like this never understand. How come you go to a Target store? How come you go to Walmart and don't complain about them? How come you want to attack the small guy, the small business, because it's more personable? That's probably why. I'm almost certain that's why. Because I have a face. You put a face to the name, so now you can attack somebody. Why don't you get on and attack Walmart or Target? Walmart buys stuff for pennies and then sells them for dollars. They're making 1,000 times their money, 500% their money. Sometimes they don't. They make even more than that. Why can't you attack them? People like this disgust me. They don't understand, and they want to live in a dumbass society that doesn't have capitalism. By the way, capitalism is the best system so far that people have ever come up with. Capitalism means that the way that it works is that both people in the transaction leave happy. both people leave happy. If you look at any other system, socialism, communism, anything else, one person wins and everybody else fails, or everybody else is people like this, man. Damn. But you know what? Thank you very much for sending that in. You made this week's, again, segment of Who Be Talking Shit. Let's keep going here, guys. This is a lot of 5, the Doors CD lot of 5, right? Okay, I bought these for 50 cents each. And why did I buy them? Because when I was there, I saw a bunch of them. If there was one, I wouldn't have just bought it. And for those of you that are thinking, well, why don't you just buy it and hold it until you can find more? I don't do that because that's how death piles start. If you don't find them out in the wild, don't pick them up. That's my recommendation. Because if not, you're going to have a big-ass death pile of a bunch of different shit that you never find the pairs for or more so that you can lot up. Okay, here we go. The Doors CDs. They were all the Doors, right? Bought them for 50 cents each. So what is that? $2.50. Sold for $20, $5.99 shipping. I took an offer. After fees and everything, I brought home $15.59. What did I say? I paid $2.50. So $12.50 in profit, or $12 in profit. Insane. That's a great profit margin right there. And it's CDs. For those of you that think, well, physical media doesn't sell anymore, everything's online. You can just get YouTube Music. You can get Apple Music. Okay, fine. How come this person buys them? How come I buy them? I still have Blu-ray. I still have DVDs. I have cassettes. I have CDs. I have everything that you can possibly think of because I don't want to be beholden to a company that gets to tell me what I can listen to, that gets to get rid of music when they don't like it, that gets to dictate what I do in my life. That's why I do that. Physical media is still a big seller. Trust me, you're not going to make a lot of money, but it is a big seller. Let's go to the next one. This is my own product. This is not my own as in it's not mine, but this is one of the products that I've been selling for a long time from Mexico. Añeja Premium Aftershave. These bottles are tiny. If I would sell these bottles, they're so small that they wouldn't make sense to sell them by themselves because paying for shipping for this gets expensive. First off, this contains alcohol, so it can only go ground. So it can never fly. It can't go fast. And there are certain things that I have to do to make sure that I am covered when it's shipped. For example, I have to make sure that it's double sealed so that it's got the seal, which is the top one. And then they're in a bag that is sealed. And then there's paper in it in case they break, they'd soak up. Those are just the basics when you are shipping liquids out. By the way, if you guys want to know how to ship this stuff out, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. Go ask the USPS. Or if you guys want me to make a video, let me know in the comments below and I can make a video that is official. But when you're shipping out alcohol, I recommend that you take a course if you're doing hazmat or if you're doing something like that because it's not simple and you can get into a lot of trouble if something happens. Just FYI. Okay, so I bought these for $3.50 each. So what is that? Let's call it $10 for the whole lot. Sold for $39.99 after fees and everything, or free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $27.11. So that means $17 in profit. That is a great margin. The other reason that this makes sense to the customer is because they are small. So you can pitch them as they're for travel. They're for a businessman. They're for the gym. They're for whatever. So since they are small, it makes sense to lot them up in threes. If it was a bigger bottle, then I would just sell it by itself. Just wanted to make sure that you guys are clear on that. Let's go to the next question or comment. Let's see. At Jumping Timeline says, I was very lucky to find the two 80s, 90s ball caps for 75 cents each. One was a vintage steel chainsaw and the other a vintage Carhartt. They both sold within 2 months for $40. Great freaking pickups. Hats are lightweight and easy to ship as well. They are so easy to take pictures of. They don't take up any space in your stockroom, and they're so easy to ship in an 8x6x4 box. That's what I use. You can use whatever you want, but 8x6x4 is good. 8x8x4 is still good, but 8x6x4 saves you, I believe it's about an ounce to an ounce and a half, usually in a box. Okay, so she's referencing what's making resellers money now. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because I was talking about hats. They don't bring all the money in the world, but they are so simple that you can go through a whole bunch of them. And the listing, once you make one, you can just sell similar, change out the words, the keywords at the top, the branding and stuff. And it's so simple. You can make a whole bunch of them. When I have hats, I buy 10 of them. I can shoot them super fast. And I have a video in my library too about that. But I can shoot them super fast and put them up super fast. And you just have to be careful though. They don't move fast. For the most part, hats are a very slow, not very slow, but a slow seller. The STR is low, but they sell year round, no matter what. So pick up the right hats. Usually when it comes to NBA, NFL, you know, team hats always sell best. Next, here we go. I wanted to do this one because I just released a video talking about how to buy hotel supplies that got almost no views. Nobody gave a shit about it. And I'm like, man, that sucks because trust me, that niche makes a lot of money. And for those of you that have worked in hotels, you're probably nodding your head saying, you know what? He's not wrong, because they go for nothing and you can bank on them for the entire year because you're buying so much of it. If you guys want to watch that video, I am going to link it below because I really believe in that video and there is so much of this stuff going out. But let me explain this one, or let me talk about this one. I've actually featured this in another video, what sold from before, but it deserves another mention. Look, I bought these for 10 cents each. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So 15. Oh, dumbass, I should have just read. Well, anyways, a lot of 15. So $1.50 for all this, right? Look at this. Sold for, well, hold on. My computer's slow. There you go. Sold for $34.99, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $30.53 at minus $1.50. So $29 in profit. Come on. Who's gonna tell me that they don't want to make this? Pay $1.50 and make $29 in profit? And then that's because I only bought, I think I had 45 of these. I sold some locally and then these sold online. Let's say that you buy these from an old, or like a closed, or somebody that's closing down, like a hotel or an Airbnb or a small motel or whatever. Say you buy these in bulk and you buy 1,000 of them at 10 cents each. That's $100. So you buy 1,000 of these and then you have them selling the entire year. And who's going to buy these? The people that buy these are Airbnb people that are renting out their homes, people that are constantly traveling, other hotels that maybe just a small hotel popped up and they want to buy, they want to replenish. I mean, come on. It just makes sense. Man, I believe in that video. You guys should really go watch it. It is something about, I forgot what I called it, what I labeled the title, but I'm going to link it down below. And it talks about a niche that a lot of people don't know about. Robes, key cards, things that you find in hotel rooms that you would never even think of. I mean, come on, man. I can't believe it sometimes. Like, seriously, I really try to do my best for you guys to give you new content that most other people aren't talking about, because it's always the same. How to make $100,000 a year? How to sell $25 in these jeans? How to sell Levi's? Is like, bro, that is so tired. It's the same shit over and over again. So I am trying to give you guys different avenues that you can navigate. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the only one that's talking about this, but there's not a lot of videos talking about that niche. I just wanted to say that because I really truly believe in my videos, and I want you guys to understand and know that I am doing my best to give you new and updated information, not just go to what is the best video, because this is what a lot of YouTubers do. They go to another channel and they look at, oh, this video made them a lot of views. I'm going to make that video, but in a different way. And I'm just going to, post it. And they just want the ad revenue, or they just want to talk about the same shit over and over again. I don't want to do that. I am trying to give you guys new information. Next. Oh, this is a good one. Lucky Jeans Slim Straight Men's 3430. They were all 3430. They were all the same color, a lot of 3. The reason I picked them up is because they were $3 each, and I said, well, there was $3 or 3 of them that day in the rack. Picked all of them up, sold for $48, $12.99 after fees and everything. I brought home $34.53 minus the $9, so about $25 in profit. Now let's look at this. I looked them up earlier. That's me. Don't worry about that. If I had one, I would have sold it for about $15, and it takes forever because there's so much Lucky out there that I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to entice the customer to come and buy from me because there's 3 of them. Now you don't have to go shop a bunch of different stores. Yeah, you get them from one place and you're set for a couple of years easily, because these things do, they used to be made better. I think that Lucky Brand kind of went downhill a little bit, but they do last. Look at this. Some of them go for $25. A lot of them go for $18, $15, and so on and so forth, depending on which one it is. But I decided to do that and look at the money that I got. So come on. It makes sense to lot up this product. Now, last but not least, let's look at this comment. Esme at Esme Loves Vintage says she is referencing what's making resellers money now. I appreciate when you reassure us that small profits over and over are worth it. Real stuff here. I'm glad, and I put this up because, look, I can easily show you guys all of my sales that make me $100, $150, all the electronics, all the other stuff that makes more money. But that's not the point. I could show you the stuff that sells on Amazon that makes a lot more money, but that's not the point. The point is that some of you are not in the same situation. You don't have the same amount of maybe cash flow. You don't have the same amount of thrift stores around you. You don't have the same amount of anything going on for you. Maybe because of where you're at. Maybe because of the way that you're running your business. Maybe you just need sometimes for somebody to reassure you that small profits over time do make money. And trust me when I tell you this, because especially when you're looking at let me go back to this real quick. When you're looking at stuff like that, those are going to be, well, that one's big profit, but if you do 2 or 3 bars at a time, they're going to be $3 or $4 or $5 here and there, but you're going to be selling them throughout the year. Imagine you rack up 20 or 30 products that give you $3 each. That shit will eventually rack up serious money. I'm telling you, it's not always about getting the grails. Not always about getting the biggest, most expensive. No. This is the thought process that goes through places like Walmart. They are about volume. Now, you got to be careful though too, because if it makes very little profit and you're spending a lot of time, then it doesn't make sense. This is why we're doing this video. So just make sure that it makes sense to you how much time you are investing versus what the return is of, actual money. So I hope that all makes sense. And here we go. That's it, everybody. Thank you very much for staying with me, watching this video, and getting the 3 criteria that you need to make money lotting up your product. I hope that a video like this helps you understand that sometimes maybe you're at the thrift store, you see one product that you won't normally pick up, that you wouldn't want to pick up because it doesn't make enough money. Now you're thinking, oh shit, now there's 3 of them on the rack. Let me pick all 3 of them and I'll put them in one listing and I'll make money like that. Because guess what happens? When people go and donate, let's say me, I go and donate my pants, they're all going to be 32 by 32. So say most of the time when you clean out a closet, you're getting rid of a lot of stuff. So it all goes into a thrift store. The thrift store puts it out and it's all going to be together. So us that are buying, guess what? We're going to look at it and say, oh shit, there's 5 pants right here. It's probably all the same guy because they're very similar the way that we dress. And then you just pick them all up and you lot them up. It's stuff like that that gives you an edge so that maybe you don't have access again to all the big money makers. Maybe you don't have access to AirPods and the newest Nikes, and maybe that's not your business. I'm just trying to give you a new way to think about how to make money. To continue supporting the channel, you can always give thanks with the link below. You can buy a Reselloupe to add value to the photos you're already taking. Better photos means better sales, plain and simple. You can also become a member of the Resolutions Posse for less than gas station coffee and get access to What the FAQ videos, which is a deep dive on a lot of different subjects that are great. I love doing those videos. They're very open and honest conversations about reselling, entrepreneurship, how to stay motivated, everything. Give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace and cheers, everybody. Man, this thing got hot. And FYI, for those of you that were on my live on Saturday, again, sorry for the interruption. There was a huge miscalculation on my part, and I did something that was probably something that I won't do anymore because I don't want to get canceled and I don't want my channel to go away, because then I can't provide value to you guys. So for those of you that were on, you probably already know. For those of you that weren't on, it doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But just know that once I'm able to go live, I'm gonna be going live and on my regular schedule, maybe on Saturdays. I'll still have the big live on Sundays. And thank you very much for those of you that sent the kind words that are behind me and behind the channel, and always show the love.